Guys, we're down to the final pan. Ain't that right, Mom?
Yep, final pan. Here we go.
We're almost done. Super close. She's cleaning the last pan.
Yep, always got to have pans clean for sterilizing jugs and rinsing stuff out.
Yep. And if you look at it this time, here, hold on, where is it? Where is it? Mom, where's the wooden spoon?
What?
The wooden spoon.
It's right behind you on the rocks.
Oh, I'm blind. And if you look, here, let me get a scoop. Look at that. Pure maple syrup. It's thick. I know people in the comments are going to be like, what's the popping? You want to tell them about what the popping is?
The popping's just the pan expanding because it's been off of heat, so it's coming back up to temp, and all those, all the different metals re-expanding and just make it pop.
Yep. Oh wow. See, Jerry rigged this up.
Yeah.
Yep, and we acquired a new little friend.
So we're getting ready to go. Yep, we got a new friend in.
Yep,
Hang
we got
on
a
a
new
second.
friend. His name's Stampede. And yeah. So, how long have we been out here doing this?
The better part of the day today. It's been a minute.
What time is it?
Don't know, 4 o'clock or so?
It is 3:05. She started at 10:30. I came out at like 11:30. So we've been doing this quite a while. And
Saw
well,
the time yesterday.
yeah.
It's so worth it when you sit down in that breakfast morning and, you know, pour it over your pancakes. It tastes so good. It's so worth it.
And see, this is the thing with our maple syrup is once you take a little bite of it on your pancake,
You're just going to want to glug the whole bottle down.
glug, 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 glug. It's that delicious.
Pretty good. We'll check back when it's all finished and we'll show you the color.
Yep. Oh wait, you want to tell them what's over there?
Just a pot of hot water so that we can clean stuff up.
Yep. And soon to be cleaned up out here. But yeah. We still got quite a bit to go. And I think she's gonna add some water.
This is so we can get the jar or the jugs hot. That way when we put the hot syrup in them, they don't explode.
And do you want to tell them why, if they're not warm, they'll explode?
So if you put hot syrup in cold jugs, it can potentially explode the bottom right out of it. So we want to make sure that we're being super careful and everything's hot for hot transfer.
Yep. That's why we got pure water running in out of our 6-gallon drum. Do you want to tell them the plan for next year?
Well, we got some plans for next year for how we're going to rig up the feeder pans. Instead of using pans, we're going to put a big pot in the corner over there, and then we'll run a drip line all the way across, and each pan will have a feeder spigot.
Even that guy over there.
Yeah, and hopefully next year we'll have a reverse osmosis bucket so that it goes a little faster.
And this right here, this is just a straight, about a foot drop. And this is going to be a deck. We're going to put a deck on here. That way the water that comes from, well, the trees out there, I can zoom in. The trees out there, the water that comes from those with sap can run into a bucket that's underneath of the porch. Right?
I didn't hear anything you said, so I don't know.
So what we're gonna try to do is the trees up front that have the maple syrup. We're gonna put a bucket underneath of the deck,
No, we're not.
or on the deck.
Yes.
On the deck, my bad. On the deck. That way the water from here can go out there. Ooh. It's just a little bit bubbly.
You can add defoamer to your syrup, or you can just run a stick of butter along the inside of the pan. We did this last time. And this will act like a defoamer so that it won't bubble up quite so hard like that again. Because we're getting close to the end. The sugar is really coming up in that pan, so it's going to want to overflow, kind of like making candy. So we want to make sure we keep that down, and butter helps that. It defoams it for us.
Yeah. And that's the cool thing about that. Mom,
Yeah.
do you want to tell them about the shed when we first got it?
When we first got the shed, it was just a wide open shed. There was nothing in here really,
Except for the floor and the walls and
except
the
for the
windows.
floor and the paint on the walls, which the paint on the walls is going to change. But we put this divider in here, and we'll eventually have a barn door on this side that will close this half off. So this half can stay nice and clean for sugar and syrup making, and then this side is the garden side. So there's no fertilizers or anything in here. We kept all that in the barn. But this has all the garden tools and things like that. We got to organize it and finish it because it's getting a paint job and some other things. But for now, this is kind of what it is. So that's why we got this wall here.
And Mom, do you want to tell them where they can buy our fruit that we grow?
We are always at the farmers market here in Mason, Michigan, down at Lee Austin Park. It runs on Saturdays from 9 to 1, and we're there. We set up our stuff. We got, as long as the hot peppers come on nice, we got lots of hot peppers, all kinds of other produce. We've got some new tomatoes we're growing this year, so hopefully those come on nice, and we'll have our syrup.
Oh, the door shut. Hey, I didn't tell you to shut. Alright, it wants to stay closed.
Wrap up the video.
So yeah, if you want to buy our fruit that we grow in our beautiful garden, don't ask where there's paint. Go to the Mason's Farmers Market over there, downtown Lansing. Not downtown Lansing, downtown Mason. And hopefully we get to see you guys there. And by the way, she's a crazy person for growing the top 10 hottest peppers in our garden. I'm just gonna say she's crazy. Here. I was just talking about how you're crazy for growing the 10 hottest peppers in the world.
I like to grow hot peppers. They're good stuff.
You want to tell them why?